Hello, education bursaries that are available to you. Education is when you're studying towards a bachelor's of education in the different phases that exist, namely a bachelor's of education in early childhood education, a bachelor's of education in foundation phase teaching, a bachelor's of education in intermediate phase, a bachelor's of education in senior and FET phase. The structures of these degrees may differ from institution to institution, and these qualifications are offered by both private and public institutions. So starting off strong, we're going to start with NSFAS. NSFAS funds the public institutions, colleges, universities in the country for individuals to study towards becoming teachers, to study education degrees and diplomas. Even though at the point of filming this video, education diplomas, especially the grade R diploma, the undergraduate diplomas rather, let me put it like that, are being phased out. So since they're being phased out, I'm not sure if the government will continue to fund them. Next up is Funza Lushaka. So when you are using Funza Lushaka to study education, you are literally South African teaching student royalty because you are given first preference when it comes to employment. I know. However, Funza Lushaka has quite strict requirements, and they have even altered their requirements up to this time. I realized that last year, 2024, they were not funding the PGCE, which is the postgraduate certificate in education, where people study to become teachers after having acquired 3-year diplomas or degrees that are at a certain equivalent. I'm not sure. So I don't know why, I don't know what happened, but they are no longer funding that as of July 2025. That can change, but yeah, to my knowledge at this point they're no longer funding the PGCE. However, they are still funding the Bachelor's of Education degrees, but they fund specific subjects, so it is something to be wary of. And Funza Lushaka comes with a chunk of money, which we all appreciate. A chunk of money. If you're living at home and you're using Funza Lushaka, you get a cashback lump sum at the end of the year that you can save towards your future car payment or house down payment or even your postgraduate education. Let us roll it back. So with NSFAS, you apply for it at the last quarter of the year. The last quarter of the year before you study for that qualification. So if you're going to be studying in 2026, you have to apply the last quarter of 2025, right? Funza Lushaka will also open at the last quarter of 2025, leading up to the first quarter of 2026. You are safe to apply even next year. The Department of Higher Education and Training, which will also be open during the last quarter of 2025. So this one is from the department, meaning if you have this one, you can't have Funza Lushaka, you can't have a SETA bursary, you can't have NSFAS. It's from the government. So up next is SACE. SACE usually opens around August to November, which is next month. Let me backtrack it a bit. SACE is the council that governs teachers in South Africa. So for you to teach in South Africa, you need to be registered with SACE. So it's kind of a teacher's bursary by the council that governs teachers. The next bursary is offered by ISASA. So I have used the ISASA website to job search. So it's kind of like a portal that hosts different careers, but mainly careers that are in the education sector, especially private education sector. So ISASA, it states here it is usually open from June to September. And ISASA is a great platform even for people who are coming from other careers but integrating those careers in education, such as an accountant at a school, or a clerk, a marketing manager, a hockey coach. You get what I'm saying. UNISA Education Trust, open from October to December. I think this one is very university specific. It's like when you advert or UP and then they say the dean is releasing a bursary for certain deserving students, or the faculty of so and so are releasing releasing bursaries for certain deserving students. So these are internal bursaries. Up next, we have the Tutuka bursary, which opens from July to October. Usually, it's a good one. Oh, Ellen Gray, Orbis. I feel like if you ever go through the Ellen Gray structure, however, if you ever squeeze yourself in there, your life will never be the same again. Like, if there's anything you can fight for in this life, let it be something you fight for wholeheartedly. It's great. Ellen Gray is a great company. It's a private company. It's quite competitive to get into it. You're competing with people who are doing medicine. If you're called to something, there's nothing that can stand in your way. Literally nothing. The entry requirements are quite high, especially if you're coming from matric. So usually you would see that say, if you're coming with only your matric, they want a 75%, but if you're already in tertiary, they want 65%. Entry requirements are quite high, but I feel like if you set your mind on it, you're gonna make it. The Capitec Foundation bursary. Most of the time, Capitec bursaries and opportunities would be for the employees and their families. So when it is an external bursary, you'll see the requirements and then you apply for them. I'm seeing here it's saying May to July. I heard about a Capitec bursary that was open, but it was only open for STEM. I'm not sure when the one for humanities will open, because these dates are now aligning with the bursary that is currently open for STEM, which is the Cyril Ramaphosa Education Trust. Come on now. The Education Trust run and I think owned by the current president, Cyril Ramaphosa. If you have this bursary, it's like you have a job or something, because you always get gifts, treats, like you get taken to vacation. Like, there's so many things that the students who are under this bursary get. And outside of the funds, you also get mentorship from people who have walked the same path that you're currently walking, which gives you access to people who are mastering the industry that you're trying to get into, and a network essentially. So this is one of those bursaries that give you everything, that give you everything. You know that you're not going to only walk away with a qualification, but you're part of a network where you can literally bloom in life. Even if you decide to pivot away from your initial career, it's going to be easier for you because you come from a good academic network. The JB marks. When it comes to JB marks, they require so many things. They require you have volunteered, you're an active participant in your church, you've done this, you've done that, you've done all of these things. You had all the time in the world to participate socially in your community. I remember going through the application form and they wanted a testimonial from a teacher, a testimonial from a pastor, a testimonial from somebody who was in charge of you when you were doing volunteer work, a testimony, like, from where? All of the things that they require are quite a lot. I feel like they're for more seasoned students, if I may say so. So yeah, these ones, they require a lot. So if you're not somebody who likes being stressed, just wait until you're in like second, third level to apply for them, because they require a lot. ISFAP. This one, I think it's a state owned. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but it seems to be a state owned to me. Don't have any complaints from it. I only know one person who was funded by it and it paid. That is what matters. When you receive funding, what matters is if they pay. Zoguti, they're not giving you an allowance, they're not doing this, they're not doing this, it doesn't matter. What matters is if they are paying for the fees. That's the only thing that matters. Other things, you just have to manage. Next is the ETDP SETA. This is a government-owned bursary, and it was independent, where you could externally apply for it. But now there have been new revelations and new travel fast that the EDTP SETA bursaries have integrated in the universities. So for you, in order for you to apply for them, you have to inquire with the university with which you are registered under. And the beautiful thing about this bursary is that it is fully funded. Laptop allowance, book allowance, living allowance, accommodation costs or travel costs, and fees are fully funded. So I respect you have the Support Teacher Empowerment Trust. I'm not really familiar with this bursary, but I've had only great things about them. I hope you're able to apply in time, and I hope this time I was audible enough for you guys to hear me.